Well, super excited for our guys. I think the biggest thing, they've been through a lot, right? And they've stuck together. They practiced extremely hard. The will this week, I thought was, as crazy as it is, I told them during the course of the week, everybody's trying to tell you why you can't. I want to tell you why you can. And, we had a good good practice Tuesday. I literally said, hey, I can't make you do anything, but I might watch a little film Tuesday night. And a lot of guys showed up. I think play a team like that. Locks is a good coach. They're very well coached. They tell you things before the snap if you're willing to listen, right? And our guys are really locked into the game plan. I couldn't be happier for Barry Lundy at the end of the half there. Decided to talk me into going for it on the 4th and 1 there and got it in. Not only got it, but got in the end zone. And that was kind of the will of that offensive line. Also, number 3, my CIP crew, my Central Illinois power with Caden Fagan, Aiden Lawfrey. Very, 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 very happy with those guys. I literally told those guys today, hey, this is kind of a gritty type of day, right? Kind of moisture, a little chill in the air. This is going to be one of those games, and really excited for them. And in the end, I literally just told radio, right? So Thursday, Caleb Griffin wasn't even at practice. He was at a funeral, a family friend and relative, and for him to get his second walk-off field goal, it wasn't exactly a chip shot either. It was just very, very impressed with him and what he did, and super excited for that group. Happy for our Illinois fans, our AD, administration, and coaches to get a win. I know it's a long time coming, but now excited to see where we can go this week against Wisconsin.
Brett, what was most encouraging about this that you think can translate into next week?
I think the way we ran the ball, I think with 2 freshman running backs come in and do what we were able to do, I think that was a big part of it. For me, game management-wise, this is literally, I couldn't believe it, right? I think when Isaiah came smiling to the sideline, this is the first time we won the coin toss, I think, all year. And we deferred. We like to defer in what we call double dip, which you try to score right before the half and you try to score the first possession out. When you do that defensively, if you can put 2 scores on the board without your defense playing a snap, obviously they had the 1 victory deal that they took, but that usually flips a game for you. And we got ahead there and obviously got tied up at the end, but had a minute 30, had a couple timeouts. We felt if we get the ball to the 30-yard line, 35 is what we said, and if we could get to the 30, and our guys just played it out masterfully, and kind of a little bit of contribution. Obviously, Casey Washington's story just continues to keep getting better and better. When I tell these scouts every day, I wish I had 4 years with him. We've had 3, and he's really coming into his own now. He transferred out, came back. His will, there were some quotes last week when he was talking to you guys just about taking the responsibility on of himself. This kid's grown so much since I've been here. It's really fun to watch his success.
Ray, you've done this for 15 years. What can a day like this do for Caden as he goes forward?
Caden Fagan? Yeah, I knew he was going to enjoy it. He's a competitive kid. I just had a feeling our guys kind of literally rally around him, right? And I think that play right at the end of half, everybody saw what he did to get in that end zone, right? And it's things we see every day. And Aiden Lawfrey did a nice job. Aiden Lawfrey came in and picked up an edge blitzer there that was pretty impressive for a young freshman. So excited for those guys. I think that they can really build off of this.
Coach, you have the tough loss a week ago. How long did you feel better about, where you were after that game? Was it right away or
what game? Last week?
Last Friday. Did you move around right away?
Yeah, I get it. You guys got to write articles, but it really, each week is the same. I can't. Been in this business for a long time. If you get your panties in a bunch over 1 week, it's gonna go bad all the time, right? So I know our guys were gonna work. I knew they were gonna grind. I really challenged our coaches. We take advantage. I knew we were gonna. I literally told them at halftime. I came in. I yelled, "Hey, congratulations, you graduated. Now just you want to go further, right?" Because they began to play like a football team we had coached, and one of our 3 keys victory this week for me is I want to play a physical game, right? I want to make it physical in all phases: offense, defense, special teams. We really wanted to eliminate penalties, mental errors, and turnovers. We don't want to lose the game before it starts, and those 2 things I think came out pretty big for us in the back end, right? And then third thing, and probably the biggest thing, is just to play consistent football, and I think we did that.
What's it mean for your defense to get that kind of statistical production from Seth Coleman?
I don't know what he got. Somebody said 3 sacks. Yeah, I thought our outside backers. I thought this would be a good week for them. I knew, with Keith not being, we knew probably early on in the week that Keith's trying like crazy. Him and Reggie both tried to get out here. We were going to bring him, and then I talked to JB, our trainer, and talked to those guys, and we thought they'd get better recovery back home. So they stayed behind, but I knew it was killing them not to be here. But to get those guys back this week, we thought the best chance was probably keeping them there. I just thought the way that they set up offensively and what we were going to do defensively, I thought our edge rushers. We played a lot of 4 down today, which was a little bit different for us. Usually we're in a 3 down to 2 overhang. So with Keith out of the game, we went to a 4 down scheme, and Aaron did a really nice job of rotating it between there. And then we got a little thin. They gave up that big play. Tyson Brooks was in there. They kind of went after him right away. So we're just paper thin. Like, we're playing sometimes with our 4th, 5th, guards. We've been playing with our in reality, our 4th and 5th string running backs when we started fall camp. At corner, we're really, really thin. So I give our guys a lot of credit for battling back and next man stepping up.
And I should also ask, what's Malik? How's he dealing?
Oh yeah, Malik. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? It might have been Wednesday. Just in practice, went up in the air. Just a routine play during practice. Came down and got a hip pointer. He was almost. We repped him Thursday. He just wasn't able to run as well as he would. So yeah, but I think he'll be back this week.
Second game-winning drive for Luke. You've talked all camp. This is kind of where he shines.
Yeah.
Does he just kind of get that look when it's that time of
Luke.
game?
You guys know, like, he doesn't have a look, right? Like, Luke's just Luke. Like he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. I knew it was going to be a weather game, so I was the rain this week, so I was having a squirt bottle out there running around squirting. He'd always come up to me and put his hands out like he loved playing in it, So I think he loves the game. It's fun to see his spirit, see his heart. If you guys know him, he's obviously a very spiritually driven person, and those kind of players usually are pretty cerebral, right? And that's kind of what he is. For a quarterback, he's kind of established who he is, and I thought his identity really came through today. I was really happy for Isaiah Williams too, right? Like, Isaiah was really out there. He's under the weather. We had probably about a dozen guys over the last 2 days had some pretty significant illnesses and sickness, just like a lot of congestion that are playing in our classroom. Everybody's like hacking and coughing and wheezing. I'll probably have it tomorrow by luck. I thought a lot of guys. Isaiah was down. Julian Pearl overcame it. Nicario was another guy. There was about a half a dozen guys who were pretty sick here yesterday today.
Brett, 2 years ago you went on the road and got a win and you're struggling. Does that provide a spark? Like, how much does this carry over?
Well, I think it teaches guys what they can do, right? I mean, I told these guys all week, right? This is a 5-1 team that just went toe-to-toe, 10-10 with Ohio State. Really, third quarter was a game that Ohio State pulled away in the fourth quarter after a failed third down and then an interception. But, I mean, these guys can play with it. It's just whether they want to do it, right? And it doesn't matter what we want as coaches, it's what they want as players. And I told them routinely, this is in your hands. We're going to coach you, play you, put you in a position, but somebody's got to step forward, and some of those guys did that today.
When you see Caden, push someone down and break a bunch of tackles, I mean, what does that kind of just do for the team and then just the offensive linemen to watch and be able to do that for you guys?
Caden Fagan has just been an impressive person since I met him, right? Like, obviously learned about him right when we got here, and I remember having a staff meeting about Caden Fagan, right? I don't know if in my coaching career I've ever had that, but once I saw his film, once I saw who he was, and once we had a chance to sit down and visit with him face to face, I'm like, this is a guy I think could be something for our program. Just a big physical back that has the personality and demeanor, doesn't say boo, just does what he's doing. So, yeah, it's an exciting time. I think guys love watching him play. I think the film will jump out to him. Like, I didn't really see much. I was watching different things, so I'm sure we'll enjoy watching the film. But we got to put this one to bed. And I did tell him before the game, we always do this thing where they run through, and I said, hey, I'm going to remember this day for a long time, right, before you ever take a snap, and I think we will.
Well, good. Yeah, we'll get on to players here. Thanks.